Sweep over there, go.
100 women Marines and 300 men have spent the past year scaling mountains with heavy backpacks, shooting at targets during mock attack drills, and driving amphibious assault vehicles. The Marine Corps is studying whether females have the strength and endurance to serve in ground combat roles that are currently closed to them.
So that's your infantry, artillery, tanks, amphibious vehicles.
Paul Johnson is the lead investigator for the experiment. He's a civilian scientist with the Marine Corps Operational Test Evaluation Activity.
There are physiological differences between men and women. Generally speaking, men are larger than women, and so those differences are known. The question is, does it matter?
For tasks like carrying a wounded comrade off a battlefield or loading heavy weapons in the heat of war, it could. The average male Marine is 5'9" and weighs 180 pounds, while the average female Marine is 5'3" and 135 pounds. But Johnson says the Corps also has its share of tall and muscular women and short and slender men.
So we're out here establishing whether or not that actually makes a difference, whether Marines who are smaller, maybe not as strong, which could be male, could be female, whether that actually makes a difference in the outcome.
Johnson designed the study based on a Pentagon order that the military open all ground combat jobs to women by January 2016 or request exemptions for particular tasks.
3, 2, 1, go!
Johnson and his team of data collectors have closely monitored the assessments. On This Morning at Camp Pendleton, they're surveying women and men with the amphibious assault platoon as they secure combat vehicles with heavy chains. Next, the Marines move the vehicles out into the water for mock casualty evacuations.
So if it's a disabled vehicle, a sinking, slow sinking vehicle, you want to get everybody topside if there's an injured Marine. So we go through that task.
Finally, on shore, they rig the disabled vehicles with 200-pound tow bars and drive across the sand.
So all these things are linked together in order to form a more operational view of what might happen, all the while collecting these quantitative metrics of how they do and how they do over time.
The Marines, women and men, wear heart rate monitors and GPS devices that measure their daily physical performance. For each assessment, which is repeated over and over again, the Marines are put into different groups at random.
Some are all male, some have maybe one female crew member, another has 2 female crew members in it.
Johnson says the units have a low ratio of women because they make up just 7% of the Marines, so it's reflective of what the groups would actually look like.
All right, next crew! Ah!
He says the random shuffle of the crews also aims to eliminate personality differences and gives each Marine a chance to be assessed in each role.
So we'd like to find the physical characteristics that define the Marines who can really do this well. So we select those Marines for the right Marine for the right job.
Johnson says the research will lead to gender-neutral standards for the Marine Corps' toughest jobs. It could also lead to a physical screening test for ground combat entry assessments.
So when we introduce a new group, let's say women, into these occupations, that they are actually assessed fairly in this consistently the same way that male Marines would be assessed without any human biases in the evaluation of their performance.
In the end, some combat roles are likely to open to women and move them closer to the front lines. Susan Murphy, KPBS News.